So we're going to do that worldwide rally for freedom. We're not going to the closest one. We're going to Oxford because it's a good excuse to meet Ben, as we haven't seen him for ages. So every now and again I chat shit about Eucharist, and I come on and I do a little thing. Oh, it's this, and then I actually read about it instead of what I think it is, and then I come back on and go, no, it's something else. Anyway, I was reminded because last night we watched that David Icke thing when he was talking to Brian Rose, and when David Icke is on fire, he's on fire, isn't he? And he literally just talked non-stop for like 5 hours or whatever it was. We didn't catch all of it. We were only reminded it was on thanks to Margaret. Thank you. And it just got to the end, and when he gets to the end and he starts talking about consciousness and we're all one, and that's when it stirs the fire up, doesn't it? I don't know if you've heard it. It's at the end of his speeches, because most of what he was saying was like scary and true and makes you think the bloody Illuminati have got a point. Everybody's so bloody stupid, they don't even bloody deserve to bloody well ascend or whatever. They does that bit at the end, and he's talking about how we're all one, and it's just like makes you want to cry, stirs you all up. So then, in the middle of all that, we get a phone call from Ben, and it was, a resolve to do this thing tomorrow is even stronger. So then we start listening to just a bit of music to make us feel a bit more like John Farnham. The Voice is my go-to for this. I'll sing it if you want. I did sing it a couple of times and people disappeared out of my life, so I probably won't do that. Go and listen to John Farnham, The Voice. Stick it up full blast. That could literally be the anthem of the tribe. And then we've listened to Bob Marley and some Sex Pistols. It's just to rile us up to get in the sort of revolution racist mode. And as we all know, it's all to do with vibrations. We're all like baby. We're all like baby philosophers and baby quantum physicists and baby this, that, and the other. The good thing about the internet is you get a little bit of everything. So we're slowly all becoming polymaths, aren't we? I always was I could never stick to anything, and I always thought that was a bad thing because, with my art, I never stuck to, I don't know, just an example, watercolours. I never stuck to sculpture. I never stuck to printmaking. I never stuck to embroidery. Whatever I did, I would do it. It was even a joke in our house. I'd go out and spend all my bloody money on one specific, like, mosaic making. Right, that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I found it. My kids would say, yeah, it'll be bloody calligraphy next week, Mum. They had a point. I've got a box for everything in this house. But I always go back to it. And the thing is, I learn a bit from that craft and then apply it to that one and that one and that one and that one. I think it does something to your brain. I think it might stimulate the left and the right. I'm not 100% sure. And so, you hear stuff on the internet, don't you? And you sort of learn a little bit of Plato, Oh, okay, that's stuck in there. And you learn a little bit about string theory, so, that's stuck in there. And so the internet is making us all polymaths, which is bloody brilliant in a way. Because, yeah, it's great to have these specialists, tunnel vision specialists, because they're the ones that come out with the inspiration in that particular field. But it's much more better, isn't it? To be the person that stands back, like Swedenborg or Da Vinci, or there's loads of them in there. And there was another one that we were thinking about. And they see the bigger picture because they are literally proficient. I'm not saying they're proficient in quantum physics, mate. So don't start that. But they could come up with a really big enlightenment answers, couldn't they? Because they were experienced in all the areas. I think the internet has given us a little. We can be baby polymaths. We know a bit of this, we know a bit of that, we know a bit of the other. So we sort of all know, kinda, don't we, that everything's made of, everything's frequency and vibration. because we're all a little bit clever in that now, aren't we? And so we potentially, we kind of know that the standing stones and the pyramids, and they were made out of this special. See, I don't remember the names of the rock or the this, that, and the other, but I know there was something. There's lots of quartz in it or something. I'm going to say that probably wrong. There's something in it that the vibration. So if they wanted to ascend, the vibration of the stone was more in line with the pineal gland, and they could, I don't know, be at one with the whatever. Good at this, ain't I? But basically, we all know things are vibration these days, don't we? Everything's a frequency. And that goes for... And then we always, we say things like, oh, you need to higher your vibration, stop being in low vibration. And it's true, because, as you know, I'm a great fan of Jerry Marzinski and Sherry Swiney. And it's when you're in the low vibration, it's a little quicker to get in and and then you can be like, for want of a better word, possessed. Not necessarily to that extreme, but even just like the negative, I get it all the fucking time. To the point now where I just walk around and have a little conversation with myself, as you might know, saying just shut up, fuck off, to try and stop this bullshit. And it works. So where am I going with this? Vibrations and higher end of vibrations, and a big volcano in Tonga, wasn't it? Massive big thing. Oh, just coincidentally, the satellite was flying over the top of it when it went off. Coincidence. Anyway, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It's fun to explore that, isn't it? We'll never know. We might know. You never know. See what I did there? Accidentally. Dickhead. Or genius. Dickhead. So, anyway. And there's all these, weird things. And what's it? Young said that, when the war was going on, the reason people were seeing UFOs was because the consciousness was like fear or something. A little bit of knowledge here, there, and everywhere. And the world now is in fear. The world's vibration has been lowered. And when I was thinking about the Yugas, when I was going on about this book, it's a good book, this. I don't agree with everything it says, and I've written in there when I don't agree with them, I write in. I should have a little word with them. I write it in. Or what are you talking about? That's pretty stupid. So I don't agree with everything that comes out of this book, but there's a lot of stuff in it that's helping me to understand the Yugas in the Hindu religion, the Yugas. And it just reminded me when I got up this morning, and I'm thinking about going to this. Well, I'm not thinking about it. I am, even though I've got a bad back. It's because I did some tidying up. Back, ouch. Going to this thing, and it's going to be bloody brilliant. And mine and Mark was so excited for it last night. We were dancing around the kitchen, singing, just really on fire with the good vibes about getting out there and trying to make a difference. And it just reminded me of this bit in this book. So I'll read it and went. So the bloke who inspired this and the version of the Yugas where this bloke, some guru bloke, I'm no good at pronouncing, Yogananda, sort of thinks we're out of we're out of Kali and we're going into Diwali. I've talked about that a little bit. Anyway, so I'll just read a little bit what it says in this book. It's quite relevant, I think. During the talk mentioned above, I didn't mention it, did I? So there's been a talk that's mentioned in this book. Yogananda described a law of cause and effect which may be better understood in Treta Yuga. That's the one after us. That's the one after Dvapara. Whereby the mental and emotional tensions engendered by our world subtly affect the weather and even the structure of our earth. Our bad vibes result quite literally in destructive storms, hurricanes, floods, even earthquakes. Earthquakes, if severe enough, could fulfill the predictions of physics and seers of Earth changes of a magnitude to reshape the world at a continental level. Let's see if it's worth me carrying on. Well, the changes happen. Anyway, I don't really need to read the rest of it. It's just our vibes affect everything. You can walk into a room and know when somebody's had an argument, can't you? You 100% can. And sometimes you know when somebody's behind you, or you know when somebody's looking at you. It's energy. And we can pick up on it subtly. And we're going to start getting better at that as we go through to Vipara. But at the moment, we're babies at it. I think we're like babies at everything. So I would say if more of us went to this thing today, if it's worldwide, so there's bound to be one near you. Even if you just go for 20 minutes and soak up the positive vibes from the people that are there, even if it's just a selfish thing at the moment, and it makes you not feel so alone, isolated, that's going to make just your vibration higher, feel more positive. And laughing is the only way. It's so good for you, so uplifting. And get out there now. Find one of these rally things. I mean, as you know, you might not know, I used to be all against all this. When it first started, Mark wanted to go to the very first one up in London. I'm like, no. Put your head behind the parapet. They're going to come flying through the window on their ropes and take us all away to FEMA camps. I'm not even in America. And I was like, no, we're not doing that, baby. It's too bloody scary. We're beyond that now. Now's the time. But even if it's just to refuel your batteries, what it will do inadvertently is raise the vibration all over the world. And the higher vibration, the less these little girls can control us. So, if you've got nothing to do today, even if you're feeling depressed, even if you're feeling lonely, even if you've got a cold, even if it's raining, put your big boys and girl pants on and get out there. Stand in the periphery if you don't feel comfortable around people. They've made us not feel comfortable around people, for Christ's sake. It's going to affect us just as much as it affects everybody else, because it's all vibration and we're all tuned into the same one. We're all part of this mass hypnosis. Just go to one. That's what I'd say. I'm going to be videoing it. Ben wants me to video his thing, which I'm excited about. I challenge you to get out of your comfort zone and go to one of these things. Even if you just pretend you're a passerby, just see if you get any of that positive energy. And if you do, you're now adding to the positive energy. And that is probably the only way we can defeat this on an energy level. And then go and watch a comedy. Make a meme. Love you all.